What you do so well is bring amazing people together and catalyze them to do the benign conspiracy, as you call it.
Yes, yeah. The benign, by the way, just to give some energy to that idea, the benign conspiracy is something that I think is a fun conversation point. It's the idea of people can be conspiratorial. It's like we're going to conspire to create this vision of the future, to open up space, to solve pandemics or whatever it is. But if you're conspiring in a positive way with a positive mindset, it's a benign conspiracy.
It's been said that black swan events, such as economic recessions and pandemics, changed the trajectory of governments, economies, and businesses, altering the course of history. There is a design for where we're going that is already imagined, and the bricks have been laid over the years waiting for this moment, for the bioeconomy. In May of 1974, the United Nations adopted the Declaration on the Establishment of a New International Economic Order, which, in part, was founded on giving to the developing countries access to modern science and technology. UN Agenda 21 furthered the distribution of science and technologies to the nations of the world, and Agenda 2030, with its Sustainable Development Goals, hinges on this bioeconomy. So for decades, there's been this focus on comprehensive societal change, utilizing changes in educational concepts and patterns of consumption and behavior, preparing us for this shift, readying the masses for this new world that they've designed. No matter who's in charge, the base plan has remained steady, transforming the entire world into a system that, at its root, is dependent on the machine.
DNA design is done by these about a dozen scary smart people that do custom heavy-duty machine learning. It's novel machine learning and deep learning. They're making this up themselves.
They're redesigning life forms and enslaving them to work at their assigned task until the day they die. And this requires a lot of computational power.
Part of what we're trying to do is utilize biology as a technology. Biology is great at manipulating atoms. We can precisely place them at the nanoscale. It can even go up to planet scale. It's not an exaggeration to say that this planet exists because of biology. And so what we're trying to do at Ginkgo is to learn how to harness that technology to build things.
With this crisis and the shutdown of the world's economies, what will rise from the ashes will be a world that you've already been primed for. Public opinion on all of this disruption is key, but individual and societal values have been being tuned for this acceptance of exploiting and modifying all of the life on the planet. You don't know what your views are really based on when your entertainment, your education, the influencers of the world, they're all intentionally shaping you. They've been setting this up for decades, connecting the dots slowly, building this whole new system ready to make things right again after the world falls down. I'm not joking when I say that these people intend to rewrite nature and us to fit into this whole world that they've been building for us all to live in, whether we like it or not. Do you really think that makes sense?
We're going to basically completely redefine health and medicine. Health and medicine has not been an information technology up until just recently.
The bioeconomy is really coming online, but there's still some things that they require, like in order to give you this personalized medicine that's been promised, you need to be sampled, just like they've been doing to every life form they can get their techie little hands on. They're sequencing everything, and not enough of us spit in a tube, I guess. These people plan to edit the air around us using biological sensors to detect and then disperse their science experiments to neutralize whatever they're programmed to see as a threat. And look at how the synthetic biology plant-based food replacement products are doing as a result of this crisis. Look at Nature's Find, going after the hard-hit Chinese market and aiming to have their food and drinks on the shelves at major U.S. retailers within the next year. Backed by Bill Gates, of course, Jack Ma of Alibaba Group, Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, Al Gore and others, nature's find is using protein which is derived from a microbe. Food is quickly shifting from something that you were able to grow yourself, assuming you could get the seeds, to a creation of the technology giants and their tentacles. You know, in addition to carbon dioxide, they've also developed the ability to feed trash to these modified little life forms, which it makes sense then why Bill Gates, who's involved in so many aspects of this takeover, it makes sense that he holds a majority stake in one of the biggest landfill companies in the U.S. We are putting the whole of the future, seriously, deciding for all of the life forms on Earth and those that follow. We are with this leap saying that we give over to the programmers of these algorithms and data repositories full faith. How dare some of us question their motives? The food system, big pharma, the war machine, industrial chemicals, textiles, forestry, construction materials, biofuels and energy, soil regeneration, manufacturing, wildlife management. I think it's safe to assume that at this point, most of us are ingesting some form of synthetic biology. Whether it's in your cheese, your vitamins, your medications, flavors, they want you to be comfortable with what's being rolled out. They've been getting their experiments into us for decades. And I don't know about you, but I'd say that I know more sick people than healthy ones. We're all screwed up in some way. What if it's from their sneaky little tinker toys? The good news is that it's not too late, but we have to act now. We don't have to surrender to these people and their machines. Where do you find yourself in this world that they've been constructing? If you're working or studying in these fields, did you know that they intended to take it this far? And if you're the muscle, sworn to protect and serve, do you know who and what it is that you're serving? Does what I've shown you here make you feel any better, knowing that there's a plan ready and waiting to rise after the current economic system collapses? Or does it all seem like convenient timing to you? Maybe like me, you feel a little set up. I'd love to know your thoughts about it all. Please do leave them in the comments. As usual, my sources are linked below in the description, and I'd appreciate it if you could share this information, re-upload it anywhere that you can. Thank you.